Another thing that you can try, which is star dates. Now, star dates have been around a really long time and used by party planners for ages. These are not my idea, and I'm quite sure that if you've been in the business for any amount of time, you've heard of them. I wouldn't be able to talk about choosing dates to work on without mentioning them though. So they work fantastically to help you work on the nights that you want to work. Now you can put these stars in your diary, just a star, or you can put them on your post-its and just have anybody that books on a star date gets an extra free gift. So make these days that you really, really want to work and make them quite close in as well. So you put them in the diary, or you could have some bags on your display that have got a date on them. So they're sitting there and people are going through the party and looking at these bags with a date. They don't necessarily know what the date means, but they'll ask you, or later on you'll talk about it. So anyone that books on that date gets to take the bag home, and the bag will have a little gift in it plus the host information. Just make sure though that the star dates are booked close in, within 7 to 10 days. Now when you do take bookings, make sure you only book 3 weeks ahead. So don't put post-its all through your diary to the end of the year, because anything booked outside of 3 weeks isn't really a booking. Just too many things can go wrong. Excitement kind of wanes the further out you get from the booking date, and when your host is booked, she thought it was a good idea at the time, but as time goes on, it could become less of a good idea, and by the time you get to the date, it's too hard. So if people do want to book outside of 3 weeks from the day, just take a pencil booking and get in touch again closer to the time. Just say to them that, look, the promotion's changed by then, so I'll get in touch with you closer to the time and confirm the date with you. If you take a whole lot of bookings outside the 3 weeks, you'll get to that week, you might have 3 or 4 parties booked into that week, you think it's going to be great. If all of them have been booked in for quite some time, you run the risk of every single one of them cancelling, and you've suddenly got no party at all for the week. Now I've found that if you bite the bullet, stick to the days you want to work, people will fit in with you almost all the time. If they can't fit in with you, then you can say, look, unfortunately I'm really not available on that day, but if you like, I can get another consultant to come. Now most people want you, they want to book you, so they'll say, oh no, I don't want another consultant, I want you. And then you'll say, well look, we'll have to try and find a way that we can both fit in together. And you might be able to be a little bit flexible at that point, but make sure you don't book on a day that you really don't want to work. Now if you can't work it out, get another consultant to go. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're a team leader. This is always, if you're going to give a booking away, give it away to your best consultant. Never use a booking to prop somebody up, but give it away to someone who's deserved it, and let her see that you're running the business in a flexible way. So make sure, we're just trying to make sure that this business fits in with our lifestyle, not the other way around. And what happens is that when you treat the business as a business, people respect it. So by doing this, you're actually going to increase your recruiting, because people can see that it actually really does fit in with your life. All right, so here's a few other ideas that you could try that I've used at various times, and I like this one. You can get a calendar page and send it around with a pen at your party. You could put little post-its on it for the dates that you want to work, and people will just fill it in, and actually they do. If you've set it up well during the party, people actually do just fill it in. This is especially a good thing to do when it's coming up for Christmas. So use October, November and December as your Christmas diary. You could decorate it with stickers and things, and so anybody that chooses a date in the Christmas calendar, or a star date if you're not using it for Christmas, gets to choose a Christmas cracker from the basket. So you'll have a basket with Christmas crackers set up in it, and inside the crackers will be what we call in New Zealand $1 scratchies, and these are little $1 cards that you buy at the lotto shop, where you scratch off the grey stuff, and underneath you'll get numbers and you'll find it if you've won. And I'm pretty sure most countries have something similar. They're only $1 here. So these are inside the crackers. You can actually poke them through the end. Once the person's booked a party and chosen the cracker, you write their name on it and you keep it for them. It's going to be pulled at the beginning of their party. Now, in the New Zealand ones, you could win $20,000 from one of these. So I tell you what, people do not cancel their party because they don't get to pull the cracker until their party. So you don't give it to them, you keep it, and at the party you pull it. So this helps a lot in having the parties hold. It's fantastic for that, especially you don't want them to cancel over Christmas. Now, I'm just assuming everybody has something like a scratchy. If not, you'll be able to think of something else you could put in there. Now, I'm talking about Christmas here, but you could use this idea for other incentives as well. So let's say you've got a certain number of weeks to qualify for a big incentive, maybe a trip that the company's going on or something. You could make up a calendar for that, decorate it to suit the incentive, and have people book for that. You don't need to give them crackers, but you can still give them scratchies. Now, make sure once you achieve the incentive that everybody feels part of this. If it's a trip, then everybody who helps you achieve the trip gets a gift when you come back from your trip or something like that.